sketched very well.
Dr. Mbae, there is how it was done in 2002, last minute, right? But Kenyans want to identify themselves with people who fight for them. Now, why do I say this? Within alternative government, united opposition, we have members of parliament who already sit in the house, right? And one would hope that, knowing very well that the taxes that Kenyans today pay or decisions that are there are decisions that can be amended in the house. And we are not seeing the united opposition push for this agenda through the already sitting members of parliament so that Kenyans can say, hawa tu wanatupigania. All we're saying is we are offering solutions out there, but where the solutions ought to be at, where they ought to go, we are not seeing that happen. So many would say, even if it is 50+1 and a strategy that would happen, we're not seeing the united opposition apply a strategy that would make Kenyans trust them.
I like what you're saying. Let's go practical. For example, within the team, we have a whole legal team. We have various interventions. One is legal. Okay, we are in court on Safaricom. You are aware of that. We are in court on the issues of KPC sale. We are in court on the housing levy in the Court of Appeal. Right, our team, we are in court over 15 issues, national issues. Okay, that's what we have done. We also in court in the counties, depending on the issues that are there on oversight. No, because that's what we are doing now as opposition, both at the county level and the national level, for example. So what we are saying, we have like all those issues, we pick them. Then we have a legislative arm, made up of all our senators and MPs in the grand, opposition, who are already doing that. Now, all of them, for example, when Didi, who is doing oversight on behalf of Kenyans, okay, they never mind where he started because he is doing his oversight role. Yeah. And that's what Kenyans ought to hear. Yesterday, there was a meeting and all agreed, well, this is a good move. We are going to support it when it comes to parliament. You get my point? Because we have to keep on moving. What I want to assure you today, seated, right, is that we have a team that deals with legislation. We have one of advocacy. Now, we have one led, of course, by the principals. For them, we generate we generate stuff and we give them, okay, on the issues that we see them talking about, yeah? Because people give information, we package them together, and we give the principals to because of advocacy and publicity. So these things, I can tell you, there is no issue that's happening in this country that we are not seized of. The only issue I want to say, and it's important, people fear the president. Let me tell you, there is a lot of fear about, this man, anybody you go to talk to, atatoka kwa kiti, will he get out? How are we going to defeat him? Let me tell you something. President Ruto is very good in messaging. He's very good in repeating narratives. And that's why, if you have noted, if he repeats a narrative at 10, we do it at 12. So by 1, we are equal. We are balanced. If he repeats another narrative, most of the narratives are promises. I went to inspect what I inspected in 2018, to launch what I had launched. All those things of I'll do. I can tell you this. We are waiting for Ruto at 4. It's coming August, right? We'll bring videos here. We'll demonstrate all the issues that were promised and not done. We are going to come up with alternative policy on each sector. Because we know these things. We just come and tell Kenyans, look here, this one is done. Okay? If you have not done anything at within 4 years, you can't do anything within 5 years. Because in any case, within the 5th year, you should be just doing commissioning. Opening ribbons of complete projects. Not saying you are launching, you are inspecting and all that kind of a thing. So we are preparing our team. You come back and launch officially, say, this is what has been, all the lies and all the overpromises and all those kind of things and private interest in public programs that have taken us. But here we are, within that 1 year, going into the election year, we'll come up with the policies on each sector. And that is where also you'll see parties competing. We'll come with our own. Another party will say this is what we need to go. Then we'll harmonize our strategies. So yes, we are moving on. What we need to do is 1 day at a time do. Today, what we are pushing for right now is the issue of fuel prices. We need to demand them to come down. We are waiting for we have like 4 issues we are handling: the issues of IBC, the issue of the sale of public institutions, and we are telling the president, please don't allow the anger of Kenyans to pile up, because if it piles up, We are waiting for next week in June. We want to see what will have happened to the finance bill, to the issue of the budget, and we are saying, Mr. President, please don't wait for the anger of Kenyans to pile up.
I think it's a little bit late there because the anger of Kenyans has already.
That's what I'm saying.
It's spilling over from
the other time we told the president, okay, and he kept quiet. He assumed that hike was okay, 40 shillings. Here it is even higher. And it's becoming unbearable. Today was not our initiative. The transport sector have called in a strike just to demonstrate. Look here, guy. If you can't hear, can we shake your hand a bit so that you can know? But what are we seeing do? In the midst of all that, we have a very demeaning president. Even yesterday, the other day, he still talks about people who are fools, people who have done brains, a whole head of state. It's so bad. But the other day I was thinking, I think we have the wrong man in State House because nobody can behave that way. No, I'm saying this because it doesn't make sense. You are there and the same thing, church leaders in State House. You can't repeat the same thing you did now. I keep on telling you, Dennis. There's a guy who used to call Kalumanzila in those movies, who would do some Karabash things, some witchcraft and pour some things on the floor. Those things you cannot retain them and do the same thing. So this issue of calling bishops and church leaders, you cannot. The favor went and the grace of God left. So I don't know, he's still trying the old methods. Let me tell you the pain, and please God forbid that when we get to power do next year. When I watch what is happening, I tell God, when we get to power, when by the grace of God I get elected as a senator for Nakuru and I come to formulate policies, God forbid that we will forget and act as if we don't know, like we don't know where we have come from. It's so sad that you live in another world, your own world somewhere. You have created some world there. Your work is to lecture people, calling people the same way people are complaining. Why do you call people from Bungoma all the way just to come in so that you can show them you are the president, and then you give them some? Who does that in this century? When people are crying, people are paining, they are still organizing economic empowerment programs. It's completely off from the reality. I can tell you this? For me, the people of us, some of us, who really pushed for this government, who really elected this government, we feel very sorry. I can tell you this on record. We never knew this is the direction the president will take this country. We had no idea. This is. No, we told them. We told them.
Dr. Likaka is saying. Actually,
I'm talking on my own behalf because it's important to say clearly. We never knew. The man who used to talk like heaven would come down. Everything would come from his mind, not even using teleprompter, right? We had no idea. Please, guys, no idea at all. This can